It's one of them days. It's one of those days, y'all. I feel like being live. I feel like talking. I don't know what it is, y'all, but I just feel like being live today. So y'all might see me multiple times today. It's one of them energy days that I feel like sharing. So if you're available, come on in. If not, I understand. You'll catch it later. But it's one of them days where I just feel like going live, just talking. I guess it's one of them days where I'm feeling my energy and I'm just letting out. And so you guys can come in anytime during the day. You might catch me live in the next few hours. You might catch me live tonight. It's one of them days. If y'all available, I'm available. But Sunday is one of them days. I'm sitting in my car doing all the car chronicles for my car right now. Um, it's just that kind of good day, energy day. So yeah, come on in. I'm back, y'all. I went in and used the bathroom. So I'm back. Like I said, I got down. I'm like, you know what? I still feel like talking. I still feel like engaging today. So if y'all back, I'm back. Gonna be one of them engaging days today. I feel like just going live. I don't know. I just feel like talking today. So I'm back. Yeah, Trotter, I'm back. Hey, retired teachers, so y'all may catch me all day on this live. Coming back. Coming back. Coming back. So come on in. Hey, come on in. So I'm feeling the energy today. I'm feeling like being live today. I feel like talking. So if you feel like talking to me, come on back again. There's just a lot going on. I gotta talk again. I gotta, as they would say, pop my collar on my daughter, y'all. I am so proud of that 19-year-old. I am so proud. Y'all, I am so proud of that 19-year-old. Because it wasn't easy. Like I told y'all, the body snatcher came at 17. And if anybody has a teen, and everybody may not have the same experience, but if you ever notice a teen that they became out of nowhere somebody you didn't recognize, that was my 17-year-old. And as I say this, because yeah, that's what happened, you know. And if I talked, I found more people said the same thing, that you know, as their kids got older, they do things, and sometimes you're like, where'd that come from? Where'd that come from? What is that all about? And you had to also learn that the things that you have done, you can't always take blame for the decisions sometimes your team make in life, because sometimes they just feel that sense of, I know everything and I'm gonna do everything, right? So thank you. Who's that? Lucky Charm. So that 17-year-old uh, got a hair up her butt for a while. You know, she had that little hair up her butt. She knew everything and she wanted to do everything. And she, there was time that we really had to struggle with the behavior and stuff. And me being the type of parent I am, and somewhat would say, sometimes overparenting, even though she had a sense of independence, I had a sense of, no, you stole my baby. So yeah, we had, I ain't gonna say things were perfect. You can tell my daughter and I, we love each other. We tell each other we love each other every day. You know, and there are times when I didn't like her, and she probably didn't like me. And when I say like, that's when things they do, not like. And people don't understand that. I don't like the way you're doing things. I don't like your behavior today. Um, not, and so, and she may have not liked me because of the way I enforced things. So there was a period of time we still got growth. We still got growth, because there are times when I have to really button down and be quiet and listen. And she's good at that. One thing I can say about my daughter, she is good to ask, just listen for a moment. She's good to say, listen. She's good in expressing her feelings. Um, and even though sometimes sometimes she had to learn, because sometimes her feeling, she didn't know how actually had to express her feelings sometimes. And so learning that and listening to my daughter today, and listening how she just kind of put things in perspective, even with dealing with her friends. Um, you know, I knew that she's going to be okay based on just some of the things she said today. Um, because I often like tell her, your friends, you have to be careful, you know, and setting boundaries with friends, and knowing, even at your young age, where friends take place in your life and how they should impact your life. So I listened to my daughter, and I am so proud of her. My daughter went and got her apartment on her own. Her name, no Section 8, no assistance. She has to work to keep this apartment. She has to work just like anybody else, maintain a job, and work to maintain her apartment. Um, and yeah, she knows. Got to get up. 5 o'clock in the morning, she calls me and let me know she's on her way to work. Um, and we talked about, the work she's doing. She's happy with what she's doing right now. Um, and I told her, once she goes to college and everything, your education will prepare you in what you do next, right? And your income and stuff. So that's a choice that she has to make along the way. Because, like I said, kids along the way today, they're not us 20 years ago. They're not us 30 years ago. These kids are more, they do things their way until they figure things out. They're out there like, yeah, I'm going to figure it out. My daughter's a figured out type of person. She's a figure it out. I'm going to figure it out. And then when she figures certain things out, she realized, oh, my safety net is right there while I'm figuring things out. And I have to realize I can be a safety net, but I can't be the net that you completely just keep figuring things out on, and then not take accountability. So stepping back allowed her to step up as well. Um, and that's a thing that I had to do, learn to step back so she can step up. And she said that. She said that. She says, I realized that, and she said this today to me, even about her friends. She says, when I remove certain friends out of my ear, I was able to see certain things in a little bit more clarity. Everything was sort of clouded because I had my friends in my ear. And when I was able to remove them from my ear and even remove them from my life, I had some clarity. I can see things a little bit more clear now, and it allows me to see other things, other people and their behavior. And I'm like, wow, wow. And she says, and I realize um, that when I would argue or get in an argument with my friends, that I learned that if I'm quiet, and I'm like, and so, I introduced her to Stoicism, and I sent that to her, and she was very interested in Stoicism. I said, look at these videos. I said, look at the videos on Stoicism. Because she said, on her own, she said, I realized me sitting here being quiet is one thing. From experience, it sounds like you are moving correctly. Just as with your baby girl, I've been there with your baby girl. Yeah, thank you. I've been there, says Lucky Charm. Yeah. And it's all a part of growing up. My grandmother used to say that's when they start smelling themselves. Most likely, and yeah, retired teacher, like I said. And, it was scary for a moment. And like I said, they'll find their way. And, she still got to hair up her butt on certain things. But she's realizing that the accountability lies on her. And being able to come to some type of understanding that, hey, sometimes getting the stuff out of your ear does allow you to think independently, more independently. And she realized that what she has to do, and it could be her saying that today because my daughter is somewhat, you know how these kids are today. They one way today, and the next thing you know, who that is you're talking to. But she has some very clear thoughts and thinking about, and I'm so proud of her. She recognized what it takes. She now, I'm not going to allow anybody to come in my apartment and talk loud. I got to protect my interests. And when she said that, she said her friend came over and started talking loudly at her in her apartment. And she said, wait a minute, you have to realize this is my apartment. I'm not like, you're not going to talk loud up in here. We can go talk somewhere else, but this is not what we're going to do here. And she said, you know what? And so she lives by herself. She has her own apartment. I always told her, make sure you have your own apartment. You make sure your name is only one on that lease. You don't put nobody else's name on your lease. And so she's trying, she's figuring things out like how people are moving, and you know, and she understands the importance of that. So hopefully, because I told her, I can only suggest don't let anybody live with you. Um, Make sure you ground it in first, and be wary of people wanting to move in. Because once they get in, you can't get them out for a while. And so she's aware of that as well. We were able to talk about that as well. And like I said, I am so proud of her. You know, um, Perfection? No. Mistakes? Yes. Will they be more? Probably so. Um, but it's so scary, leaving her up in the Midwest. But like she said, she's going to be okay. She's going to be okay. Um, she wants to learn how to be a better communicator as well. My daughter has a knack. She loves reading. She loves studying psychology, sociology. She loves science. She was a she loves science. She loves sociology. She likes psychology. She's real good with that. That was natural for her. The counseling spirit, the hearing. Even though she has her ways, I always knew she had some wisdom in her as well. And just finding that out and watching it comes, her working on that and her becoming a better communicator as well. That is where, you know, I'm watching that come about too. And I had to become a better communicator because I couldn't understand a lot of things. But when you close to someone and when you're family, a lot of things that you do know as in your profession sometimes get clouded because of the closeness. So basically, just watching her become a young woman, she'll be 20 this year. She knows the importance of working, um, you know, and she knows the importance of doing what you have to do to maintain your independence. And yeah, and knowing that, hey, I'm still here. I'm always going to be. One moment, guys.
You have an incoming call.
Turn this. And always knowing that I'm here. Mom will always be here. But mom also his role has changed not only from mom, but to guide, as I always say, to guidance and not always parental. And that's that respect and that boundary as well, and her learning to establish boundaries and respecting my boundaries, and I'm respecting her boundaries as well. So that's a good thing. That is a good thing. But I'm so proud of her. She didn't need my help in getting her apartment. She signed her own lease, signed her own paperwork. She's conscious of her credit. I've told her, pull your credit report. You got a free annual credit report. Make sure you check on your credit report, because that's important as well. She wants to get a car, um, so that's in the future for her as well. Um, Being independent of friends, help for support for rides, and also using the public transportation. You ain't too good. Get on that public transportation if you need to, as well. So letting her learn those things and figure out things for herself. But I'm proud of her, y'all. I'm proud of her. I'm just over here talking because uh, from 17 to 20 was a rough patch. Was a rough patch. Um, 17 to this age here was a rough patch for us. We really had to work through some things. And so, yeah, it was a rough patch. We had to really work through some things. Um, but the encouragement, the love always still there. You raised a smart daughter. Good job, Mom. Thank you, Miss Vine. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Still work to do. I think the raising part, you know, is over, but the guidance parts will remain there when she wants it. I have to learn as I listen, I have to listen more because she says a lot when I'm listening. If I'm trying just to talk to not just to get her to hear me, I realize that doesn't work for her. So yeah, you should be proud. What did she decide about the military? That's still something in the future she wants to do, but she's so happy what she's doing right now. Um, she's doing working in construction right now. She's working in construction and she loves it. So I'm gonna let her follow her pattern, her thing. The military is one thing that I really want her to consider because she did consider the military, and but she now doing construction work and it's helping her. And she sent me a picture of her muscles the other day. I'm like, Lord Jesus, girl. But she's happy. She's doing well, and I support her in her decisions, what she is doing, because in a way she's going to find her way. Um, and I realize I can't force my wants on her. The things that I wanted, I had to realize these are her decisions now. I did my part. And if this is how she want to make her living right now and is paying what she needs to get paid, um, this is where she is. Even though I really wanted her to do the military or go to college, this is what she chooses right now. And this is where she is. And it comes with growth. Not saying that these things are out of reach for her. Going to college is not out of reach for her. Um, you know, and if she chooses to go later, that's not out of reach. That's not out of reach her. And I know, so whatever her plans are, I just know it's not out of reach. Um, my daughter can be anything. I just know with her, I just see greatness. God willing, I see greatness in my daughter. I see her being whatever she chooses to be, however and whenever she chooses to do it. This is the path she's chosen now. And though it's not the path I may have wanted for her, this is the path that she's chosen. And as a parent, at some point in time, you just have to accept this is the way they choose to do their journey. And the only thing you can do is put a lot of prayers up in the air. Keep your prayers up, keep her covered, um, knowing that God got her. She's covered in the blood of Jesus. She's protected. And if I believe that, I know she's going to be okay. But you still got that parent thing in your belly that says, "Ooh, you worry sometimes." Yeah, I'm probably going to worry about my child the rest of my life as long as I got breath in this body. And maybe I shouldn't worry, but that's just part of life. You worry when you worry about your kids, but you still know that they're good. But that thing sometimes comes like, oh man, I wonder what she's doing. Uh, then you have to tell yourself she's good. So that's where I'm at, right? Um, just being able to watch that there are certain things that you planted that are nurtured, and you get to see some of the seeds sprout. Because when we plant seeds in our kids, they all come at different times of their life period, just to see them come back. Because I know my mother nurtured me as well. And I see a lot of her things that she produced come about in us, right? And my father, a lot of things that they planted, the expectations may have not gotten the way they want us to get there all the way through and through, but they can look down, or my father can look and say, okay, so we plant seeds to our kids. We plant and nurture those seeds. And sometimes they spring up in grass, and you have to pull the grass from around the seed, from the flowers and the plants. But that's part of life, right? Pulling the weeds, because you're going to have to weed. You have to prune. You're going to have to do some pruning, and you're going to have to do some weeding along the life. So Yeah, that's consistency. We're going to be pruned and we're going to be doing some weeds because it's not perfect. So, but this is my time just to watch, observe, listen more than I talk, and I have to practice that as well. And my daughter's good at establishing those boundaries, and she's learned to establish boundaries with her friends as well. And I like that because she ain't no fool. She ain't no fool. Okay. Mm. She may make mistakes, as we all do, but literally, I don't have no fool for a daughter. I have a daughter that makes mistakes, but definitely not a fool. And a little spitfire. Um, she a little spitfire, a little tiny little spitfire, a little tiny, little skinny, little small little thing, but Lord, pack of energy. She's a pack of energy, a little spitfire. You can't tell that little engine that she couldn't. If you look at that little engine and say she couldn't, that little engine, that is the model of the little engine that could. Okay? That is the little model of the engine that could. You look at that little tiny Spitfire, you look at her and you look at that, you look at her size. She ain't about, she'll tell you she's 5 feet, but I'll let her be 5 feet. But that's what she'll tell you. I'm 5 feet. Okay. We'll go with the 5 feet. Because you that engine, you that 4'8" engine in a 5 feet thing. Okay. Okay. So you 5 feet. So she 5 feet, y'all. She 5 feet. Um, you might as well look at her 6'2", 280 pounds. All about, but she ain't nothing but a buck and a half. A buck. She might be a buck and a half wet. So, but she a full bowl of energy, spitfire, smart, intelligent. People can talk to anybody, can engage with anybody, but do, and even to see the difference in her engaging with people, her able to interact and make things happen for herself when she engaged with people, um, is different as well. But I'm proud of her. Even with her little, sometimes she irked me sometimes, but I am still proud of her. So she is doing well. I feel like something was in the side of my eyes or face, but yeah. But I just wanted to come in here and just let you guys know the update on my daughter. She sounds like my daughter. My Spitfire. She went to the Marine Corps. I couldn't believe it, but she made it. She made it. Yes, I seen my daughter. She took a picture, y'all. I'm gonna share that picture of y'all one day. She did a filter, and I don't know why she did this filter, but I'm gonna post a picture of my daughter in this filter. She looks good in this filter. It's a military. It's like a police officer filter, and she's in full uniform. I'm like, that looks good. If that's going to be, because she also has the option of going in law enforcement as well, because she loves the law. She loves reading. It's so many things that I can see her following in my background, in following me in my steps. She loves what I do now, and she loves what I've done in the past. But she also has her own thing to do. So if she gets to the place where one day she wants to do law enforcement, be a police officer, that's an option for her. If she gets to the place that one day she wants to do what I'm doing right now, that's an option for her as well. And any other thing that she chooses to do, because as she moves around this life, that's her options. Those are her choices, and that's where we are, right? Those are her choices. And I always say, whenever choices you make in life, there are natural consequences to them as well. So, whatever she chooses to do, it's on her right now, and you know, but she got this experience now as being an apartment owner, and hopefully that one day that'll lead her to saying, okay, I can manage this, and if as my career grows, I can move into my own home. You building your credit, you're building your stuff up right now, um, and you're building responsibility because now you're responsible for your food. You're responsible for your utilities. You're responsible for paying bills. You're responsible for getting a job and making sure you maintain a job to pay your bills. So that is her. That is what she has done now. At the age of 20 next in June, at 19, she's establishing the fact that I am responsible for these bills, not mama. Mama ain't responsible for your rent. Mama ain't responsible. Now mama could help, she could, and she would. But you are responsible for maintaining what you need. Okay? Not saying that I won't be there if something happens, but I want you to be responsible. You got this apartment. What does it take for you to keep your apartment? And she's going to learn that. She's learning that. She knows, hey, I got to get up in the morning, go to work. 5 a.m. I got to be up. I got to go to work. I got to provide food. No, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I've sent food. Have a Walmart deliver stuff. You know, but that's just what I do. But otherwise, she's learning that this is what it takes. So when she does decide one day if she wants to get a house, she'll knows the responsibility of maintaining a home. Even if she chooses to stay in an apartment for a while, she knows the importance of maintaining and also knowing that the boundaries of your home, who you're going to allow in, what are you going to allow in your homes. And she's learning that as well because we spoke about that today as well. She's learning, hey, some friends, you got to know how they line up, you know, how your friends line up, how they respect your home. If they come into your home and they're being loud and they're being trying to, make it you a noise ordinance, then you sit there, set the rules. We can't do that here. We're not going to get loud here. No, we can go out, but we can't be loud here. That's a good thing for a young person to know already that, hey, you know, I got to set boundaries in my home. For me to stay here, you cannot be loud. You cannot be playing loud music. So we can leave. We can go somewhere else and listen to music and get loud, but we can't do that here. That's a pretty good thing. I mean, she said that today. I'm like, okay, all right. Not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Hey, Grateful, how are you? How are you, Grateful? So yeah, I've just called to just, talk about my daughter for a moment. And then we're going to move on. Okay. So we're going to move on. And hopefully people, when they get through this, we're going to talk about what I saw last night. Or should I come back and do a different one? This one here, I'll stay for my daughter. I'll come back and talk about the my perspective on what I saw last night and the great debate last night. But I'm going to leave this one doing fine today. So I'm going to leave this one to my daughter. I'm not going to mix the both of them up. Like I said, I will be back. I'm going to go out and come back in. I feel like talking today. I got a lot of energy. And so, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go. So this one is for my daughter. This one is for my daughter. Yeah. Yep. So, good afternoon, Justice. Hey, Stay in My Lane. Welcome in. Welcome in, Stay in My Lane. Y'all check out Stay in My Lane video channel, y'all. Check out Stay in My Lane. Stay in My Lane was chilling yesterday on her patio. I was going to go out here today, but y'all can stay out here today. This wind is blowing. And, yeah. Man, that cherry blossom. Wait a minute. Let me ask you guys something. On a cherry blossom tree, because let me understand a cherry blossom tree. When the blossoms go away, do the trees grow new leaves? When they I heard a great lecture on APA YouTube channel regarding parents and adult children growing together. Oh, grateful, awesome. Awesome. What were they saying? But let me get this thought out right quick. Cherry blossom. This was a beautiful, beautiful pink cherry blossom tree. Now let me understand the blossom tree. Now the tree looked dead and it don't look pretty no more. It looked like all the leaves are blowing away. Is this tree going to come out with new leaves or is it going to be bare? Because the blossom don't look pretty no more. They don't look like they looked a few weeks ago. They don't look that big bright pink color. They look like they're dead. They're dying. Anybody know anything about cherry blossoms? Drop down. What is this tree going to do next? Because it looks like it's becoming a bare tree. It looks like the leaves, the pretty cherry blossoms are gone. So what is this thing going to do next? Is it going to have leaves on it? Or is it going to have, is it going to be a bare tree? Because the blossoms are definitely blowing away. It's covering everything. Anybody know anything about cherry blossoms? Because I just know what it's going to look like. What is it going to look like after the blossoms go away? Maybe that's something to look at. Well, anyway, Grateful says, heard a great lecture on APA YouTube channel regarding parents and adult children growing together. Yeah, that's, you know, living with your adult kids and adults are moving back home. And like myself, but moving back in with your parents living with your parents as a teen, I guess can be more different than with your parents for a while as an adult. With teens, you also got to extend, I guess, their boundaries going to be established both ways. But establishing boundaries with your teen child um, is, that's where sometimes that head bumps in because you have rules in your home. As an adult, I'm already developed and understand if I stay with somebody or if I live with somebody, I have to respect the rules of their home. Most teens don't sometimes get that, especially today's teens as well. Some teens probably do well. My daughter and I had rules in my home, and there are certain things we're not going to do in my house. I'm just not going to allow it, and I set strong boundaries in my home. APA, American Psychological Association lecture by Lawrence Steinberg, PhD, posted 3 days ago. He had phenomenal information regarding the way our world is today. Okay, yeah, I can imagine. Um, and okay, so the blossoms are falling. Stay in my lane. Am I going to get any leaves or anything? Even though I'm not going to be here, but it's just nice to see that it was a beautiful pink tree. Now the blossoms are going, and the tree is looking bare. So is this tree going to grow leaves after a while, or is it going to remain bare? Is it going to be I think this tree may grow leaves. I'm thinking this tree may have leaves on it after the blossom go away. I'm thinking this tree may get leaves after the blossom goes away. Good morning, Warren G. How are you? So yeah, good morning. I think growing up with a young teen or a young adult in your home, establishing those boundaries, even though they may have been this child that you listened the entire time, you didn't really have any real problems, but as they become a teen, they challenge your authority a little bit, your rules a little bit. I wasn't that teen. I wasn't that person in my mom's house, right? I guess being a baby boomer, that's how we knew, right? There was no other influences for me personally, but my parents. There was no other type of outside noise other than going to school and coming home. That's it. But these kids today got so many different avenues of watching other things. They get to see how people act on social media. They get to watch this and watch that. And everything you worked on and instilled somehow still what somewhat unraveled. And like I said, and the expectation in my home is, you know, your contribution. And there are certain things that will not be allowed in my home. Leaves. So leaves, we're gonna get leaves. Okay. So, okay, you partake in smoking. There is no smoking in my home. There's no smoking in my home or around my home. That's it and that's all. You want to smoke, you smoke away from me. You smoke away from my property. You don't smoke here. There is no smoking. And those are the boundaries in my house. Uh, you're not, people don't come in my home. There nobody sleeping in my house. Ain't no friends, partners, whatever. That ain't happening either. Your girlfriend ain't sleeping over. Your boyfriend ain't sleeping over. Whomever. That sleepover stuff ended when you were in high school. But people you're dating, not sleeping in my house. Not sleeping, not coming over, not spending the night. No, we're not doing that. We're not having people coming over, spending the night in my home. Okay? Or they can sleep on, no, they're not sleeping at all. Okay? So those are my boundaries and those are my rules. And it may be some people like, oh no, that's just my rules. And if that it cannot be respected, then hey, you may have to do your own thing. And I stand on that because those are the rules that I set in my home. And so, you know, so come to some understanding, yeah, people, you have to establish boundaries with these kids today because I'm not going to allow my child to run over me in my own home. Okay, I am still, this is mine. This is mine. I am the owner or the leasee owner. This is mine. This is my property. You're guests at some point. You're going to respect my home. You're going to respect my home. And that's how it goes. And I teach, helping these kids to understand will also help them when they get their own. Helping them when they get their own. Now she knows the boundaries to establish in her apartment. So now she's establishing boundaries in her apartment. So if I'm showing you the boundaries that I will not allow, now you going out there setting boundaries in your own apartment. Okay. Hey, Geraldine Kid, how are you? Lucky Charms says, I know that's right, Justice. So yeah, so that's a learned thing. You establish boundaries in your home. Hopefully they'll take those what you learn them how to do and stand behind it. They'll be able to set this in their life as well. Because if you don't learn kids how to establish boundaries and they challenge yours and you still don't learn and you still don't try to set them boundaries, they're gonna go in life with no boundaries. They're going to go in life with not knowing how to establish boundaries with friends or family. Because that's the hardest thing for people to do is to establish boundaries with family members, with kids, with fathers. Because I know for a fact that I still have to establish some boundaries with my father. Yes, I am your daughter. But I am your adult daughter, not your baby girl. you know, I'm your adult daughter. Still your baby girl, but we gotta have boundaries. We gotta understand there's still boundaries. And sometimes it's hard for people to establish boundaries with their parents and parents vice versa with their kids. And so being able to say, this is what I need, this is what I want, these are my expectations. And so I think me being able to set boundaries with my daughter will also help her establish boundaries in life. Um, will her boundaries be challenged? Yes. Will she challenge boundaries? Yes, she will. What we all do. Sometimes we do challenge boundaries until we learn what people's boundaries are. We don't challenge them, but if we don't know what people's boundaries are, we have to learn them. And if you don't know them, people have to tell you. Um, and to set clear boundaries, right? So that's where I think I'm so glad that she's able to do that at her apartment. Like, we ain't doing this over here. No, man, we're not doing this. And that's why I'm happy that she has some semblance of being able to establish boundaries. Will people challenge her? Yes. And that's what I tell her. When people challenge your boundaries, that just means you have to become more assertive, right? You have to repeat and get it and let them know, do you understand? This is what I need. This is what I want. This is my boundaries. And let them have their feelings. They're not gonna like it. Yeah, they're gonna get mad, they're gonna kick hell, they're gonna kick and they're gonna spit and they're gonna talk about you. But those are their feelings and they get to have that. But that doesn't mean you get to change. You have to drop your boundaries because somebody don't like it or they get mad and they're kicking their heels up. They're making you feel bad. They want to make you cry. They don't understand. And they'll do everything sometimes to get you to change what you establish. And that's them. Let them have that. Okay, I understand you upset and you angry, but this the matter. The fact is, this is my boundaries because they're going to do everything sometimes to make you feel bad about your boundaries because they don't understand it and they've never seen it before. So they're going to do things to test your boundaries and get you to change your mind. Oh, and the thing about this perfect business world, the perfect thing, just to change it for a second, the best thing, um, that's the fact is facts. That's what I love about Jesus, unconditional, says Tyler Barnett. Hi, welcome in, Tyler. The best thing about being a human being, the best thing that one of the most basic human rights we have, and this is where people have to understand in this sector, we get the right to change our mind. We get the right to change our minds. What is one of the best basic human rights we have? Is that I can change my mind about you. I get to change my mind. A lot of people don't understand that. Because you do this one time and you decide this is not what you want, that's your basic human right. Is to change your mind about things. If I choose this is a friendship I don't want today, I don't have to have it. If you choose this is not what you want to do, you get to do that. You may follow justice today and say, I changed my mind. Now, justice got to deal with that, but you don't have to. You made a decision. You changed your mind. You don't have to change your mind back because that's how justice feel. No, that justice got to handle that herself and figure a way out to deal with that herself if you change your mind. Hey, Tyler Barnett, how are you? So, changing our minds is definitely one of the basic human rights that we need to understand. Hey, Lady D. Jones, we get the right to change it. And I guess when we get to that point of understanding, people can change their mind about joining certain things, being a part of certain things, being a part, um, changing their mind about relationships they don't want, relationships they no longer. It don't have to be a reason why. I just choose no longer to be in this relationship. And if I don't have a reason other than the fact I'm telling you I don't want this relationship anymore, it is what it is. Now, if I choose to give you an explanation, that's fine. And if I choose to say I just don't feel it, I don't think it's going anywhere, and I don't feel this relationship, I wish to move on, and that should be good enough for you. But if they choose not to accept that, and then that's their choice, right? It's no longer yours. You said what you had to say. You had the right to change your mind, period. Most definitely. And I think in this sector, I think that's the hardest thing because I think a lot of times, I'm not going to go there yet. I'm not going to go there yet. But yeah, changing your mind is a human right that everybody enjoys and should be able to enjoy at any moment. I might going to whatever going to the store. I change my mind. Just as we back like we never left. Yes, we are. I already said I'm going to probably be on several times today, so they're going to slow down my notifications. And to adjust your notifications, just unsubscribe and subscribe back if you want to get a notification. Unsubscribe, hit the setting button, and subscribe back. The little gadget, the little setting button, and subscribe back. That's the quickest way. But yeah, that's the basic right. But um, I'm definitely going to come back on. I'm not going to connect it with this, but I'm going to talk about what I saw last night from my perspective on the great debate with VS and Try Me Now. I'm going to give my perspective on that as well. So, yes. I think I got them. Did I get them? Yeah. Um, so, most definitely, we'll talk about that as well. But yeah, stay tuned, guys. It might be in an hour, it might be in 2 hours. I don't know yet. But I also got I also finally got my Justice for All channel set up on StreamYard as well. And like I said, stay tuned. I'm going to have a moving party. I don't know how soon I'm going to announce it, but I'm having a leaving Illinois, leaving the Midwest party. We're going to have a leave the Midwest party. I'm going to do an exit, my final party here in the Midwest. So most definitely going to do that. I already got my StreamYard set up for Justice for All. So eventually, we will no longer be in the Midwest. We will be in the South, coming live. That's going to be quite the thing to do. I'll be coming from the beaches. Oh my God, the real beach, real ocean, y'all. Y'all gonna get to see me at the ocean when I go to the beach for the first time in how many years? 7, 11 years? 11 years since I've been to the beach? Is it 11? Let me see. No, it had to be shorter than that because I did go to the beach when I went home. It maybe it's been like 8 years since I've been. I forgot how many years since I've been to the beach, the ocean. I'll get to go to the ocean. Y'all get to see me go back to the ocean for the first time in a long time. So that'll be an experience going back to the ocean. Uh, Showing y'all the beach I grew up on, the beaches I grew up on when I get back there as well. So, but guys, guess what? I was in the Midwest for 35 years, Justice. Even just the warm weather will keep your body feeling good. I can't wait. I can't wait. Even just the warm. 35 years in the Midwest. Woo! Man, I'm ready to go. I ain't got 35 to give these people. No more in the Midwest. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Like today. It's windy and cool. It's supposed to be 60 something, 80 something degrees today. And it's balmy. I guess I would say more balmy than cool. More balmy than cool. So yep. We're gonna do it. Oh my God, I can't wait. Boy, if I move to the South Carolina, when I move to South Carolina, if they get any snow, y'all. If it snows when I'm in South Carolina, I'm going, y'all. Please don't let it snow when I get to South. If it snows this winter in South Carolina, They got a lot of tornadoes going on in the Midwest the last 2 days. What? Lady D Jones says she's moving back to South Carolina at the end of the past at the end of next year. Okay. See you guys in a little while. Everyone enjoy. You too, Lucky Charm. I'm going to come back as well, guys. So y'all know I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be back, y'all. Like I said, I feel like talking today. I may be back in a couple hours. I may be back in 3, but I'm definitely gonna be back. Um, I'm having a good time talking to you guys. They sent y'all a notification. Very destructive tornadoes. I'm gonna look that up. Head Empress, I'm gonna look it up and see what's going on because normally I'm on top of these tornadoes and stuff happening. Um, and the weather looks like it could be pretty nasty today. I know we got rain in the forecast. The wind is blowing up a little bit. I'm not sure what's in store for Illinois today, but I'm most definitely gonna look it up when I get off of here. Because Illinois now is has gotten more tornadoes in the past few years than in the also tornadoes are now going into Chicago. So we see the path adjustment where tornadoes are coming further south and further east, moving that tornado valley a little bit deeper in the south and then a little bit more further east, coming into the Midwest even further. Because since I've been here, um, I've seen tornadoes breach Chicago 2 times in the past year, and I've been here 13 years, and I've never known a tornado to get that close to Chicago. So we got tornadoes going into Chicago now, and like I said, I may have missed it, but this is the first year, and last year the first time I've seen tornadoes get that close into Chicago. So we know that the tornado alley is moving further east and deeper into the south. Last I heard, headed to Oklahoma. Now Oklahoma is definitely big time in tornado alley. My my first cousin lived in Moores, Oklahoma before, and they got hit hard near Moore, Oklahoma. I forgot what year that was, but Moore, Oklahoma. I have a cousin that lives in Oklahoma, and I got a cousin that lives in Missouri. And my cousin was there when they had that tornado breakout near Moore, when they just destroyed the whole damn town of Moore, Oklahoma. So yeah, so most definitely tornado alley right there in Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas, Kentucky, Mississippi, Alabama have been getting hit hard with tornadoes in the past few years as well. Texas, lower parts of Texas, also getting hit with tornadoes. So most definitely we'll be looking at that as well. Look at Ryan Hall. If y'all get a chance on YouTube, follow Ryan Hall. He's one of the weather people on YouTube that keeps track of everything. He has a good track of weather predictions. He has a good track on these storms. Ryan Hall, look him up. He's pretty good to follow. But I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to be back. Turn your notifications on. Definitely we're going to talk about last night. So y'all hit your notifications. I'm going to be back. I'll see you guys later. This is Justice React, and I'm out.